and back up because I know a little bit about what the company's about. It's brand new, and for the record, lay out the company for me if you could please.
So Body Collective is a studio Gene and I are opening. We recently secured a lease and we're in construction process and we're really excited about it.
All right, we got we didn't videotape this, but we got martinis, so y'all are gonna have to listen to this.
Cheers.
Gene was like, "Are they gonna?" Before we started, Gene was like, "Are they gonna be able to hear our glasses?" What did I say, Gene?
You said, "I hope so."
That's it. I think I said, "I fucking hope so," but yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Go on, Lindsay,
We're
please.
celebrating. So yeah, Body Collective, it came out of really a vision that Gene has had for a long time. And we had I had a party, I think, at her house, and I had stayed, and we woke up the next morning and we're drinking coffee and chatting, and she was talking about, I've always wanted to open a studio and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, let's do it.
Mm-hmm. And then we started brainstorming names, and we had this spreadsheet going, and we were like, okay, what are we gonna call ourselves? Like, what actually makes sense? Like, what do we want to build, and what name is going to really embody the studio that we're going to present to the world? And the name that we landed on was Body Collective.
Mm-hmm. And so Body Collective, Gene and I both have a background in yoga. Gene's been a dancer for a very long time. I'm recently pretending to dance.
You dance. Don't kid yourself.
I follow well. I don't dance.
You'll learn.
Anybody can dance. That's the point.
Truth.
You're fun to dance with.
Oh, thank you. So are you.
Thank you.
So Body Collective will offer a variety of yoga. We have an incredible community of yoga teachers, the best that Austin has to offer. And we take a more trauma conscious and alignment conscious perspective on yoga. So you're not going to find a bunch of, hot flow classes at our studio, but you'll find what you need instead of what you think you need. And we'll also offer yoga therapy, which is really profound one-on-one work with a highly trained yoga therapist, massage and acupuncture. We have 4 treatment rooms. We're bringing in some incredible people to offer treatments, and dance, all sorts of dance. We'll have some amazing Kizomba teachers, zouk, salsa, bachata,
contemporary, modern, jazz, hip hop.
Mm-hmm. Some sort of...
You had me until hip hop.
Well, you don't have to do everything.
Yeah.
Shut up, Lindsay. I do have to do everything. Just kidding. No, I only do a few dances right now. But yeah, where's it located? Where in town? It's in Austin. We live in Austin.
It's right behind Tataya's.
I love Tataya's.
Yeah.
I know that place.
So you can, come do some yoga, stay for a salsa class, and then walk over and have some Indian food.
Yeah.
It'd be delicious. Thai food, excuse me.
That's curry.
Yeah,
curry.
I always get
really
curry
good.
when I go there, so that's why I associate it with Indian food.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not their
fine.
tagline. Tataya. It's curry.
It's curry.
That's an excellent.
Yeah, so it's at 5501 North Lamar.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
And is there a grand opening scheduled, or is it still in the works?
It's still in the works.
Mm-hmm.
So we recently communicated with our commercial real estate agent, and he said that the build out is going to be initiated probably late January, and they'll be going all gung-ho day and night trying to build out the studio. Some of it's contingent upon permitting. City of Austin can be a little bit of a pain when it comes to commercial construction permitting.
We love you, City of Austin.
We do love you, City of Austin. We hope that everything goes really smoothly.
It's a pain, but it hurts so good.
It does hurt so good.
We love it when you hurt us.
How did you know? But yes, so our goal is spring of 2020. That's when we're planning on opening.
I'm feeling hopeful about March, but Gene is less.
I'm mildly skeptical. I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, March, April, probably.
Yeah,
probably closer to April. But
How did you build your roster of providers, or your staff, or your trainers?
so a lot of it has been one-on-one connections.
community.
Community.
According to human design,
Let us
Do
go
tell.
down this spiel.
Gene and I both have this line in human design that's all about finding our opportunities through our community. And it's been kind of magical the way that people have just been showing up. We've reached out. We have conversations with people about what our vision is and our intention, and they love it. And so we've had incredible conversations with a lot of amazing people, and they're just here for it.
And I have this very specific component of my chart that allows me to see who is going to be the correct person to fill a specific role. So I can meet someone and be like, you're perfect for this. How do you feel about doing this?
You're hired.
You're hired. Yeah.
I wasn't
Please
looking
say
for
yes.
a job. Whatever. You're hired.
Right? Be like, well, see, and that's the thing. What we're doing is really offering opportunities for people to come in and do the thing that they are built to do, or the thing that they desire to do. We have no desire to put anybody in a box. We have no desire to dictate how someone can teach or what they can do. Like, we'll put all of our needs out on the table and ask that person, which one of these do you feel like you want to do? Like, what do you want to do with your energy and your time? Because that is so important. Like, the recognition of the correct use of energy.
And, you know, we've had people show up that want to do cool shit that we didn't know existed.
Right.
People that are like, oh, I do this thing and I've been trying to find space and nobody's really into it because it doesn't fit into a box.
Got an example that
I
you can share publicly?
So a sort of small example, we knew this existed, but we have a yoga teacher that does shamanic like drumming as part of the thing. But in a lot of contexts and a lot of regular public yoga classes, that's like, oh, that's cool that you do that. But like,
it doesn't really fit with their branding. I'm not really sure if we can fit that. Maybe like on a Sunday at 7:00 in the morning. Does that work for you? Which is kind of bullshit, you know, because it's a fantastic service. And for the people that it is meant for, that is going to be a correct class for them to show up to. They're going to get something out of it. There's this whole, I think, concept that we're writing on where people who are supposed to show up and classes that we're supposed to offer will be filled, and we just don't have to worry about it because the correct people will be put into the correct places if we allow that to happen.
Well, I know that I've been to enough yoga classes where the background music was Enya or Pachelbel's Canon, so shamanic drumming certainly can't be worse.
We were going to do all Enya all the time. Now I'm changing my mind.
Now it's only when I'm there? Okay. Now it's only when I show up?
That one world music CD that like everybody has been playing since 1998.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's it. No. No, like we've really just been like, you know, people come to us, well, what do you need? What do you like? I'm like, well, what do you want to do? Like if you were to, especially yoga, it's so specific to the teacher. Like, well, if you could teach anything you wanted to teach, like really, truly what you feel like you have to offer that will best, you know, contribute to the community, what would you do? And people are kind of coming up with some cool stuff. And we're just creating space for other people to hold space in ways that they hold space for people.
Yeah. It's funny the importance of the offer and what you're bringing to. I mean, podcasts grow that way too. And I've had, you know, a whole lot of yes answers for, hey, you want to come do a podcast? You want to sit in front of a microphone and talk about whatever shit you want to talk about or whatever shit I know you want to be asked about for an hour and a half? That gets a lot of yeses. And when my last band was kind of on the downslope and people would come into it and out of it, and I would ask every musician I know, hey, do you want to be in this band? We're playing around town. And they'd be like, ooh, let me check my schedule. But ooh, is that the door? Oh my God. Hey, look, a distraction. And then when I got a line on a chance to play a festival in Spain, I knew it was going to kind of be my band's last hurrah. I'm like, all right, fuck it. We're going to go out in Spain. And only one of the guys who was in the current lineup could make the trip. And plug for Travel Punks, he mainly made it because I helped him with his frequent flyer miles. But the other two guys couldn't make it, so I was looking for musicians. And oh, how the fucking tables had turned, where I was like, hey, you want to play for a week in Spain? And then it became, oh shit, yes, but let me check my work and other band, and oh shit, I can't do it. Oh, I'm such a loser. Like, complete other side of the table to be offering the gold nugget instead of the sick chicken, you know?
Offering instead of asking.
Yeah, that was me offering.
Offering an opportunity rather than there's an energy to that though.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just being cool versus not being cool.
I try not to subscribe to the cool thing because I'm really uncool. So, you know, I'm just a dork. I'm such a dork. It's great though. Like, live your life, be your authentic self. Who cares?
I think my authentic self is a dork who is trying very hard not to be a dork.
I can see that.
You look skeptical.
I can see that.
All right.
I can see that. Like, you got a cool vibe.
Yeah.
But I can feel our like dork connection underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we all watched the finale of Game of Thrones together.
That
Remember?
was magical.
We sure did.
That was a bonding moment.
Yeah, I think the bonding moment was better than the episode of television. Not to.
We're all crammed into this little bed in a Airbnb up in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole story.
Yeah. That Airbnb was fucking epic because we were up there for a Kizomba festival. What was it called? I forget.
Really?
It wasn't One Kiz. It was the other thing.
Was it for MPK?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was for
Festival
a
MPK.
Woo-hoo,
Festival
Festival
MPK with Pamela Hernandez. She's awesome. And
Audie.
Audie?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I know Audie, but I know Pamela. Cool. So a bunch of us got like a 5-bedroom Airbnb, and it turned
Like
out
17 people. It's fine.
Yeah,
There were
17.
air mattresses.
Well, they might be
and-
listening. I want to
They
protect
knew
my
how many
Airbnb
people.
rate. Yeah, they already gave us the rating. It's over. Plus, it was a shit show. Like, they're
They
lucky we didn't
deserve-
downrate the fuck out of them.
They deserve the crappy rating.
There
they
were
don't.
no
They don't own that
plates.
property.
There were no plates for 17
Well,
people.
be fair. There were 4 plates.
And 4 bowls, but no coffee mugs, but a coffee maker. So we drank coffee out of bowls.
And I
Yes.
don't think
I
that they
remember
even
drinking
provided
coffee out of
trash
bowls.
bags. Did they provide trash bags? They provided 1 trash can with no trash bag.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
But the story on that one was that it was being sold, and they thought it would be a great idea while the house was on the market, probably overpriced, I don't know, but while the house was on the market waiting to be sold, they would make some extra income off of it, not with like a full-time renter, but with Airbnbs, because how hard could it be, right? Just leave the beds, leave 4 dishes, but advertise it for a max capacity of what, 12?
It was staged. It was staging furniture. It
Yeah.
was obviously like, this house is on the market. We're going to put some staging junk in it. But they advertised it as fully furnished and a stocked kitchen. And so it was more like the false advertising issue of it that was so frustrating.
I feel you on the false advertising, but my favorite thing about my favorite frustration was that realtors kept showing up to show it. And I don't know if anyone listening here has ever been to a Kizomba festival, but they go all fucking night. And so there were people sleeping at noon, sleeping at 1 on couches. I was one of them. That was not a comfortable couch. As soon as, what's her name with the pink hair?
Robbie?
Yeah, as soon as Robbie and her girlfriend went down after the first day, I called dibs on her bed. I called the fuck out of dibs on her bed. Yeah. I was like,
So we had been dancing all night.
Yeah.
I think I was up until probably 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, dancing at the social, come back to the Airbnb, attempt to sleep for a little bit, and then decide to go back to the venue because I wanted to go keep dancing and socializing. And as I'm walking out the door, a realtor shows up with a family, and they're like, oh, well, the people who are selling the house said that we could show up. And I just deadpan looked them in the eye and I'm like, no, you're not going in there. People are sleeping on the couches. People are sleeping on the beds. You did not get permission for this. The person who had secured the Airbnb had been in communication with the owners who asked whether or not they could show the house while we were staying in there. And I'm just like, what are you thinking? Like,
Yeah.
Who are you? What are you thinking? Yeah, of course. Of course we're going to let you inside of this house that we're renting out from you. And then like, this family that was clearly really excited to see the house looked so confused
Yeah.
when they see me and my boyfriend walking out, and they're like, what do you mean we can't go in? And I'm like, you can't go in. Sorry, not sorry. Like, go away, go figure it out. And then lo and behold, 1 hour later, our friends, two other of our friends, walk out and they get fronted with the exact same question.
With a different group.
So we're just like, how?
Yeah, that happened to me
What?
too. I mean, that was the first night that I was sleeping on the couch, and someone knocked on the door, and the couch was right out front. And so I opened the door. I hardly got any sleep. I looked bleary-eyed like a crazy person. It was like 11 or noon, so I mean,
So you've been sleeping for 2 hours?
reasonable to expect people would be up, but not reasonable for a Kizomba festival. And we had rented the fucking house, so it was I opened the door and there was a realtor there, and she's like, oh, I'm here to show that. And there was a family standing out on the yard. And I was like, no, there's 5 people sleeping on the couch right now. The place is destroyed. You do not want to be in here right now. Like, not a good idea. So that was a train wreck of a situation. That's a real not to do with your Airbnb or your home sale.
Oh, adventures and traveling.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to... I mean, I love you guys. It was cool, playing ukulele, dangling our feet in the whirlpool tub. But
full of mold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We turned on the fucking jets, and it turned black.
Was I sleeping? I was sleeping.
You were dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you weren't there. It was
Okay,
me
good.
and Lindsay and Katie. And so we filled it up and dangled our feet, and we're just chilling, drinking, and playing ukulele. And they were like, let's turn on the jets. We turned it on, and it was like a fucking toilet in reverse. Like, gross.
And then we all squealed like little kids and
we
jumped out.
really fucking quick.
Drained it,
Yeah.
refilled it, tried again.
Ugh.
It was...
Use some bleach next time.
Amazing we didn't think about that. What shit homeowners we are.
I'm sure there was some bleach hiding somewhere in there without the trash bags or the... Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just a bowl, like a cereal bowl of bleach, probably, just like sitting somewhere.
And they put a little Post-it note on it that says bleach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds right.
I enjoyed staying in the Airbnb with you guys, but I think that I'm going to try and stay at the festival hotel from now on because it's just
That
better.
is the key.
Yeah.
So I was recently up in Dallas for One Kiz, and was just staying a couple of nights, but I decided to book the hotel room instead of trying to stay in an Airbnb because who wants to drive home, quote unquote, back to your Airbnb at like 5 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning or whenever you're leaving after having been dancing for like 6 hours? Nobody. So word to the wise, if you're traveling for a dance festival, yes, it is worth your time and your money to book your hotel room early.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you can just wander over to the elevators, hit whatever floor you're on, and then go snooze. Plus, you get to hang out with all the other festival attendees, so it makes for a really great time to like build community and actually get to talk with the people that you've been dancing with for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of the time, I don't even know the name of the person that I'm dancing with at these festivals, and I kind of like to know who I'm dancing with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My favorite too, because I get so tired at the wrong times for everybody else who's dancing. So to be able to wander off and just disappear and go to bed without coordinating or like, we 4 of us took a car here and who's got the keys and can I leave and can you Uber? And yeah, the hotel is just so much easier.
Plus, plug for the travel punks. If you have the right credit cards, it can be a lot cheaper. You guys are going into business. You got business credit cards?
We do.
What do you got?
I think we have Chase Inc. I think.
Inc,
yeah.
Preferred, unlimited.
I think it's the preferred.
All right.
Yeah.
Get the unlimited and the cash too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't remember.
She was like, I know I was there when we signed up for the credit card, but I just don't know what we got.
Those are good.
We have them.
Yeah. And there's some good ones from American Express too. And just a couple of them that have good bonuses. You can like, I love talking to people who have small businesses because I'm just like, dude, or any size of business. I'm dude, you don't ever have to pay for an airline ticket ever again.
Is this how you're always flying first class everywhere, like across oceans and stuff?
Yes, not everywhere, but
only
yeah.
when you Instagram it.
Yeah, well, but business owners basically get to double dip. They have it's not 1-to-1, but there's practically a business version for every travel rewards credit card, and so you can have so many. But the funny thing about like the math I try to present to people is that if let's say you've got an income of like $50,000 and you've got someone who's an employee and someone who's a business owner, the employee is just collecting the salary, but the business owner is maybe making $50,000 off of $300,000 of expenses. And so they're actually taking in $350,000 in revenue. And as many of those $300,000 as can be on expenses, you get to have that many more frequent flyer miles off the same income.
So just note that I'm taking mental note right now for all of the expenses that Body Collective is about to have. Just like
you're never paying for a flight again.
Woo!
Yeah. And we should talk about this because having small business cards is just not only the cards, but the expenses. I mean, because if the business is doing well, you're covering it with revenue. You have to have the expenses. It's true of e-commerce. It's true of brick and mortar. It's true of everything. But it's like you're not any richer than anyone, but you're so much richer in travel rewards.
Just like the money you have to spend anyway.
Yes.
Anything you can use a card for and get rewards.
Exactly.
And
that's pretty much the key to the game. And a lot of people get into trouble because there's a tendency to spend more on credit cards. And it's easier for me to, like, if a business has like utilities and you can pay it with credit card, well, you're not going to overspend on utilities. It's not like you're going to go a shopping spree at the fucking power company. But whereas the statistics say that people spend like 12 to 15% more than they actually would on credit cards. That's why I'm always trying to drill down. What will I actually spend on? What will I actually spend on? And I could get a credit card with a bonus that just sounds cool to me, but it'll change my spending habits. And that's not good because then I'm spending more money which isn't necessarily worth the rewards, which is why I think about staying at the hotels for the dance festivals, because I'm like, all right, this is now something I will be spending on anyways. What can I do to make this cheaper? What card can I have? What strategy can I use? What thing can I sign up for? But just signing up for the things is just a temptation to spend more money.
Well, and something that's coming to my mind, especially for people who organize festivals and are hiring instructors and need to pay for hotel and need to pay for airfare, it's a really wise use of points or dollars that have been accumulating on your credit line to actually fly instructors to you. So that way you're not necessarily taking the hit from your business, but you're wisely using the points that you've been accumulating to further enhance your business while you're organizing weekend events or festivals.
Totally. Yeah, I've done things like that where I've needed to arrange airfare for people, and it's so easy. It is so easy, and I love it.
Especially when you're like booking at a venue, like think about how much a venue is actually going to cost you. Most hotels, especially for the weekend, are probably going to cost like 10 grand, 15 grand, something like that. I'm throwing out a number that feels correct for me. I'm not really sure if this is the truth, but it feels about right.
It feels adequately large.
It feels adequately large for the fact that you're going to be booking at a hotel from
Lindsay.
Thursday through Monday.
Shh, I'm a 14-year-old boy. Don't worry about it.
Dirty,
but anyway,
dirty. All right, go on. We're back.
But anyway, so maybe you have a credit line, and that credit line is for $25,000 on a credit card. You book that hotel fee on that credit card. You're accumulating points in the meantime, but then you're also generating enough revenue to quickly pay that off. So then you have all these points that have accumulated to then further your business.
Exactly.
It's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
You're welcome. You're brilliant, Paul.
Thank you, Lindsay. Never get tired of hearing that. Where have you guys danced in the world?
Let's see. I've traveled to Portland and Seattle and
Good dance
Victoria, Victoria, British Columbia. We were recently in Vancouver, BC for Kistopia. Trying to think where else. Dallas, Houston, locally.
Local-ish.
Who?
Local-ish.
Local-ish.
Local-ish. Dallas,
Texas,
Houston.
the Republic of Texas.
Texas is really big, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, you can drive for ridiculously far. I remember someone was laying a map of Texas across different parts of the world, and it covered most of Europe, or it was like a circular map of like how far you would have to drive to get out of Texas from anywhere in the world or some shit.
9 hours, basically. Ugh. It's really big.
That's what she said. Sorry.
The martinis are starting to kick in.
And it's 2003.
My turn to be a 14-year-old boy. It's fine.
You're very, very welcome to.